Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you this super cute stamp set from La La Land Crafts. It is ready for pre-order on the website and it is called You Lucky Duck. I'm also going to be using a couple of the new dies that have come out for the April release. So to get started, I want to show you how I color these guys in. So I have a few little things here that I'll go over as I'm coloring, and I'm going to be using the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I feel like we don't really use them very often, so I kind of pulled them out and dusted them off, and I'm going to be using them on these adorable little ducks. So I will have the colors that will flash across the screen as I get to that part. For each one of the little images. There's not a ton of colors here, so you don't really need a lot to color these in, but I think it gives us really bright, vibrant, very cute little ducks here to be using on our project. So couple of things. The black marker that's kind of off to the side right there, that's a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, and it's a water-based pen. So this is really good for blending if there's some place that you want to add a little bit of sparkle, which I will use that on the daisy and then just give it a little bit of shine. Also, the other thing that you don't see here, but I do pull in, is a water brush. This paper that I'm using is the Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock, and this is really good for blending, but it's not watercolor paper, so you don't want to use a lot of water on this. You just want to use, that's why you see me blending mostly with the markers and not with water. And then when I want to lift a little bit of the color off to make it a little bit brighter, I come in with my water pen and I just use a tiny little bit on the top, not a lot. So other thing that I used was a VersaFine Onyx Black ink and clear embossing powder to give myself some really crisp black lines for me to color in. What else? The other thing that this paper is really good for, if you're hesitant because you don't use a whole lot of watercolors like this and you don't know if you want to go out and buy a whole pack of this stuff, is blending with inks. So like your distress inks and your distress oxide inks, they blend like butter on this paper. That's a reason why I always pick up a pack of it when I start to run low. I get it at Michael's and I just use my coupon. So anyway, back to the little ducks here. So I don't think I flashed the green colors up again that I used for the leaf, but they're the same ones that flashed in the screen for the stem of the daisy. So if you're looking for that, kind of just go back a little bit and you'll see what colors I used for the leaf on the daisy. And then once I get him all colored in, we will start working on our project. So what we did on Saturday was National Scrapbook Day, and we did some live videos, and on the live videos I did these ducks and I colored them in. So it wasn't super clear how I was doing it. The colors, I wasn't able to really show anything because this ding dong over here doesn't know how to do a live video. So when I set up my phone, I had it backwards, so everything was backwards, like a mirror image, so you couldn't read anything that I had on the screen, and it was also in the wrong orientation. So it was a complete disaster on my part. I don't think anybody that was watching it really minded, but I minded the way that it came out. So I thought that I would do a video of these. Were going to be my cards for Monday anyway, but I thought I would do it video showing you how I put them together and showing you how I colored them, in case you were there watching the lives and you wanted to see an actual better explanation of what I was using and how I was using it. This is the card that we're going to make, and it's just a cute little flap card. And they basically, you just have like this little, where I put the sentiment at the bottom, just kind of holds it together. That's all there is to it. There is no other opening. It just opens up right there at the top. So we're going to use the Spring Has Sprung, which is another newbie for the April release. I'm going to use the Magic Sparkles stencil and some Victorian Velvet ink. I've got, that is 4 by 5.5. And then I've got the 3 pockets die. We're going to use that. I've got a hexagon die here, but you don't have to use a hexagon. It could be a circle. It could be whatever you've got. And then I've got the scalloped rectangle dies, and I'm going to use 3 of the different sizes there on our project. So I'm going to start with the Magic Sparkles, and I'm just going to put a couple in a couple different places on here, and it's just to give it a little bit of interest in the background, that's all, because it's just a stark white panel and I've got all this beautiful pattern paper all the way around it, and I just wanted a little bit of something in the background. With the hexagon, you'll do the same thing if you have a circle die. I'm going to cut it in half right down the middle, and then I've got 2 exact halves, and then I'm going to take my scoreboard and I'm just going to score 1/4 of an inch on that longest side. And you would do the same thing if you had a circle die or a square die, or even if you were using one of the smaller scalloped rectangle dies, you could do the same exact thing. And all we're doing is making those two flaps that attach to the top and the bottom of the card, where you will put your panel in the middle. So we're just going to burnish those over with our score tool, and then we're going to add some tape to the inside of just where you scored, just that one flap, because that's going to go right behind your panel. I'll show you here. So this is the largest of the scalloped rectangles, and we're going to put one flap on the top and one flap on the bottom. If these happen to have a pattern, a specific pattern on them, you only just want to be mindful of them being facing in the right direction, basically. So now with the panel that we just put the magic sparkles on, we're just going to attach it to the top. You could attach it to the bottom too if you wanted to flip down, but I wanted mine to flip up, but only attach it on one side. So I'm going to try to make that as even as I possibly can. I've got it a little bit higher on the top than the bottom because I'm going to put the sentiment, and I have a little bit bigger of a sentiment for the bottom this time than I did on the first card. Now I've got one of the smaller, this is the third size down of the scalloped rectangles, and I'm just going to make a little white panel for the inside so I have a place to write. On the first card I put the third little duck in there, and on this one I'm just going to leave it blank so that I can write a message. Now I'm going to attach this panel to the 4 by 5.5 panel, white panel in the background, and then we can start decorating the front. That's pretty much it. It's a really easy card. I've seen a lot of them on Pinterest, and I just thought it was going to be kind of fun to decorate with these little ducks. That's basically how the front is going to go. So we're going to use the 3 pocket die. I'm just using the biggest part, like I said. You're going to see a lot of this die this month from the design team because everybody loves it so much, and it does have a matching stamp set that goes with it. So I will leave all of the new release stuff linked at the bottom so that you can go check out and see what kind of new stuff is available for pre-order and get your orders in. For the sentiment, I'm only going to put some adhesive, the foam adhesive, on the bottom part, right along the bottom, and that's so that I have a lip on the top for the top of the panel that we just made to kind of hold it down. So you'll be able to, once I get it centered where I want it, you'll be able to slide that top piece in and out of that sentiment in order to keep it closed. So that way it's not flopping back and forth. Now I'm just going to add some raindrop. These are so cute. Little raindrop enamel dots all over the paper. I've also got some pink enamel dots, and I've got some white water drops that we're going to also place on there. So for the pocket die, and the paper and all that, I'm using, this is all stuff from the new release, but the tag is an older one. So any tag die that you have that you can see that fits into your pocket, you can use. And then I just use some ribbon on the top of it just to make it a little softer, a little prettier. Here's my water droplets that I'm going to put on top of the leaf. This one's my favorite. I like the boot as well. But I don't know, something about this duck in the rain boots holding that little leaf is just adorable. I love this little image right here. So we're going to put our water droplets on. This is basically exactly the same way that I did it on the Facebook Live. I just wanted to kind of slow it down a little bit and explain what I was doing and try to redeem myself because that video was just so horrible. Here are our 2 cards. I think they're super cute. They're very, very simple. You don't need a ton of supplies to do this. You can make them as easy or as intricate as you like. I hope you guys like this video. I hope I've redeemed myself from my Facebook Live, and I will see you again real soon with some more of the new release stuff. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.